Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Great to be seen.
Always.
Yeah. How's your body feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I get this funny tightness in my, I don't know what you call that, my shoulder, below my shoulder. But other than that, everything's good.
Okay. We'll do a little work around that today. I think it'll go with one of the topics that I'm bringing up. So.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have great participation, live participation. I hope a lot of people are watching your recording.
Yeah, I hope so too, but if not, it's okay. I also get a lot of benefit out of this too, just by doing the work. So, it goes both ways. I thought about making this more of also like a yoga stretch class too, like a very gentle yoga stretch class. I'm gonna probably go for a few more weeks and see how it is with folks, and then I may, depending on how it is, promote it a little bit differently. But what's crazy though is because everybody's gone back to classrooms. I mean, my classes have been bigger than ever.
Have they at the clubs?
Yeah, like last night for our sound bath at Bay Club, there was, I would say, probably about 40 people in the class.
Oh my gosh. Where are you doing that one?
That one's at the El Segundo location.
Okay.
And
so that's indoors.
That's indoors. That's one Shelley and I do together. Last night, the theme was peace. So we both talked about peace and shared a few quotes from Thich Nhat Hanh. And just pretty much sang the whole time. But it was very cathartic.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I really am. Considering I haven't watched the news yet today, so has anything major changed?
I haven't
miracle?
Really. I haven't noticed a whole lot. I try to limit the amount in which I expose myself to that. It seems like the headlines are very similar day to day right now. So I do sometimes a quick scan of the headlines, or, if any new research stuff comes out, I like to look at that stuff. But
well, it's a beautiful sunny day here for a change in Washington.
Yeah.
Yay. But the sun is really in my eyes. That's so great. Okay.
I talked to Pat, and she has a little bit of stress going on in her shoulders. Wanted to connect with you and see where you were feeling some stress at all in your body, if at all.
A lot of times I carry it in my shoulders too, but since I'm kind of just still waking up,
okay,
I'm pretty good.
Right on.
I had a hard time waking up early, so.
Well, I appreciate you being here. This week I've been sharing from this book called Power versus Force, and just taking it step by step through different emotions and understanding a little bit more and trying to connect these dots on how we carry emotions in our bodies and how these thought processes and perceptions that we have through our eyes that feed into our heads, how our narration starts, feelings start to show up, and then we start to sometimes feel these things. And then over time, if these feelings aren't addressed, they start to show up as tension and stress cycles throughout the body. There's a lot of benefit to understanding somatic work and working in the clinics. Teaching yoga is one thing, but it's a completely different thing when you're working with individuals that are struggling through things, because not all the times in a class is a person telling you exactly what's going on in their life. but in group circles, there's a lot more of that, and we can address these types of things. So that's why these practices have been sort of what they've been lately. But for this week, I wanted to bring up the topic of apathy. And apathy is the sense of indifference. The words hopelessness or helplessness can sometimes come up too. And for each and every one of us, we've all experienced a level of helplessness or hopelessness at some point in time. And it could have been in our adult life, but most likely where it stems back to this helplessness comes from early childhood. Because if you think about it, it was sort of this nurture versus nature. And there was many times where we were helpless. We couldn't change our diaper. We didn't have the strength to. There's a whole bunch of things that goes into it. So we build up these somatic responses as a way to sometimes deal with it. Now, not all the time do we grow out of that in certain aspects and areas. So I wanted to share some words from Dr. David Hawkins to understand more of a clinical definition of apathy. But then we're going to do some meditative exercises today that help us understand where we may carry some of that in our own bodies. So thanks for letting me share a little bit about this. But he said, and let me, I'll put my screen up here. So a little more focus. There you go. So in his book, Power versus Force, he said, apathy is the level that is characterized by poverty, despair, and hopelessness. And just as a quick break, you know, poverty doesn't necessarily mean wealth poverty, but it can also mean spiritually bankrupt, where spirituality or a sense of spirit has lost and exited the building. He said, to those that are apathetic, the world and the future look bleak. Pathos is the theme of life. Apathy is a state of helplessness. Its victims, needy in every way, lack not only resources, but also the energy to avail themselves of what resources may be available. Unless external energy is supplied by caregivers, death through passive suicide can result. Without the will to live, the hopeless stare blankly, unresponsive to stimuli, until their eyes stop tracking and there is not even enough energy left to swallow proper food. This is the level of homelessness and the derelicts of society. It is also the fate of many of the aged and others who become isolated by chronic or progressive diseases. The apathetic are dependent. People in apathy are heavy and are left to be a burden by those around them. Too often, society lacks sufficient motivation to be of any real help to cultures as well as individuals. Oh, am I freezing? Can you hear me?
You said too often society.
Too often, society lacks sufficient motivation to be of any real help to cultures as well as individuals at this level, who are seen as drains of resources. This is the level of the streets of Calcutta, where only the saintly such as Mother Teresa and her followers dare to tread. Apathy is a level of the abandonment of hope, and few have the courage to really look it in the face. And I find that that's so important, because when we really look at the sensation and feeling of apathy, of where it's found, we also find that when we start to dive into courage, which we'll get into in another few weeks, courage can also be found in the same place. So then it comes down to, do we continue along that path of that hopelessness, or do we start to slowly change things and have the courage to change things to start a new pattern or habit? And, you know, I can't talk about this stuff without, you know, helping us find ways out of it. And so ways out of it can include pushing ourselves to get out and spend time with friends, even if you don't like going out. So we have to find that inner push to just step out of our comfort zones. And this is an important thing right now too, I feel, especially as things are starting to change in our society and people are starting to get out and about more, that it's that courage to change, courage that we're going to be okay, we're going to be safe, but we also have to take our time with it and not push ourselves too hard too soon, little by little. Do things you used to love. like going to concerts or watching movies with loved ones. Take a music or art therapy class, which have been shown to help with apathy. In fact, right now I'm reading the book Drawing from the Right Side of the Brain. Fabulous book. And some of you may have noticed that I've been drawing a lot more too, but it's been helping a lot by not looking at news, staying off the phone, not getting caught up in all the other stuff going on, and keeping the mind more focused on understanding perception. Try to exercise every day. Break big tasks into smaller ones so that we feel a sense of accomplishment, so that way we're not overburdened by things. Reward yourself whenever you finish an activity. Treat yourself. Get plenty of sleep each night. And finally, join a support group for people with apathy if we're struggling with apathy. We do not have to do this alone. So getting into more of the physical where we feel apathy, in groups, what I would do is I would have them sit still, close their eyes, first start to feel their hands so they get a sense of their bodies. But then I would start saying, hey, where do you feel this inside of your body? And I would say words like, where do you feel hopeless in your body? Where do you feel helpless in your body? Where do you feel I can't do this inside of your body? And for each one of us, it's going to be a little bit different. The overwhelming answers that I heard in clinic were, I feel it in my head. There's a brain fog that may exist. I feel it in my shoulders, like I'm wearing that hopelessness or helplessness on my shoulders. I feel it in my heart, like a heaviness in the chest. And a lot of the times the posture follows along with that too. So, what I'd like to do today is we're going to do some of the other breathing exercises we've done before, but again, concentrating on some of these areas in our own body where we may sense that. And I'll ask some of these questions to you that are in this group and those that are listening to the recording, just to self-diagnose, where are those sensations felt? All right. Thanks for letting me take some time to write or speak about this, and we'll get into our practice. Really appreciate your patience. So let's go to our mats. And I'd like us to start today in a seated position. And if you need to bolster your buttocks or place something underneath you, that's totally fine. And we'll start by placing the hands on the knees, palms face up, and then close the eyes. And as we close our eyes, just beginning to let go of our day, letting go of our week, letting go of what's next, what's to come. Notice how the breath is responding to any and all activities that we have done up until this point in time. Feel the depth, feel the pace, feel the balance in the breath. And let's slowly start to breathe together. Please take a long, slow breath in through your nose. And exhale, releasing, letting it go. Long, slow breath in through the nose. Exhale, releasing, letting it go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the nose. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the nose. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling out the nose. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling out the nose. Continue to breathe on your own. And as you breathe on your own, please follow along with the cues. Keeping your eyes closed, we'll begin to feel into our bodies. Continue to breathe slow and deep, balanced through the nose. And once again, without opening your eyes, I'd like you to verify where your hands are in space by the sensations and the feelings that you may be feeling in your hands. As you get a sense of your hands, observe where, again, eyes stay closed, where your thumbs are in space. Observe your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Observe the sensations that are moving through the hand. Some basic descriptive words might include tingling, electrical, pulsing. You may even be able to feel your heartbeat down in your hand. Try not to overlay too many words on what is being experienced. Notice if you feel more in your right hand or if you feel more in your left hand. Perhaps it is balanced and in both. And let's follow that sensation into our wrists. Perhaps we can feel that sensation a little more subtly into our forearms, all the way up to the elbow. Feeling the hands, the wrists, the forearms, elbows. Notice how the sensation is not only in your hands, but it's also in your feet. It's in your legs. It's in the abdomen, in the chest. It moves and sprawls throughout the entire body. No need to be alarmed by any of these sensations, as these sensations are ever present 24 hours a day. All we're doing is bringing our awareness back to the body, letting go of the narration in the mind. Now, as we start to tap into the mind a little bit, let's tap into where we may feel things like apathy stuck inside of our bodies. Sitting tall, letting the chest open, eyes remain closed. When we hear the word helpless, where is that word felt? Does the mind entertain it for a moment? Or is there a physical emanation somewhere within the body? Where it is hopelessness, felt. If we were to say to ourselves, I feel helpless, where does that touch? Where does that hit? When we hear someone else say, I'm hopeless, where does that touch us? The courage to look at this. Awareness of the heart, awareness of the breath, awareness of the sensations that may arise and fall away. Big breath in. Exhale, letting it go. Big breath in. Exhale, letting it go. And inhale. Exhale. Relaxing the body around these areas. Continue to let the chest open. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Keep breathing on your own. Remember that you are not the emotion, because that would be narrowing down who you truly are significantly. Emotions are intended to flow through us and to be felt, as emotions are gifts that these bodies receive. Knowing what to do with these gifts is a valuable practice when the gift arises. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Let's just take a moment and start to move our fingers. Roll the shoulders out. Turn your head side to side. If you want to twist your body a little bit, twist the body a little bit. And then I'm going to have us uncross our legs, and we're going to move on to our backs. As you lay down on your back, I'm just going to grab my phone, so I have a timer for us. As we lay back on our backs, I'd like you to place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. Feel the weight of the left hand resting on your chest and the weight of the right hand resting on the belly. So we're going to get into what is called Baloma Breath, or divided breath. And in this breath, we separate the breathing into three parts: our lower belly, our mid chest, and our upper chest. So as we breathe down our spine into our lower bellies. We pause for the first third. We continue breathing after the pause, filling up the mid-chest for the second third. And then we breathe into the upper chest, into the upper collarbones, base of the throat for the last third. Let's work together with this. First, declaring breath, inhale. Exhale, letting it go. In through our nose, inhale, first third, breathe down the spine into the lower belly, then pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue inhaling into the mid-chest. Second third, pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing into the upper chest, filling the lungs all the way up. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale out all the air, empty, empty, empty the lungs completely, feeling a slight contraction of the core muscles at the base of the exhale, then pause there, emptying the lungs completely for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, first 1/3, breathing down the spine into the lower belly. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second third into the mid chest. Rib cage expands. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final third, breathing into the upper chest, base of the throat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Empty the lungs completely. Belly drops down. Squeeze all the little bit of residual air out. Pause at the base for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, first 1/3. Breathing down the spine into the lower belly, pausing after the navel rises. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second third, breathing into the mid-chest. Pausing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, breathing into the final third. Holding at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, letting it go. Emptying. Empty, empty all the way out. Feel a slight contraction of your core muscles at the base of the exhale. We engage our abdomen and the diaphragm together, pausing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a few more rounds. Inhale, breathe down the spine into the lower belly. The navel rises. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Midsection, we inhale. Pausing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, final third. Holding at the top. Pausing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely, empty all the way out. Empty, 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 empty. Squeeze the core muscles. 2 more rounds. Inhale, breathe down the spine into the lower belly, first 1/3. Pausing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second, third, mid chest, inhaling. Pausing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final third, breathing all the way in to the base of the throat. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, emptying completely. Empty all the way out. Navel drops down to the spine, squeezing the core muscles subtly, pausing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling first 1/3, breathing down the spine into the lower belly, navel rises. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale into the mid chest. Pausing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Last third to the base of the throat. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. Empty the lungs completely. Empty all the way out. Pause at the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Now, this next breath that we're going to do is used by a lot of opera singers, as well as not just opera, but different singers. But it's used as a way to help engage the lower core muscles, as well as engage the diaphragm at the same time. And we're going to do this on our own. You're going to hear me counting out loud because I'm going to do this with you, but our breath and our lung capacity is all different. So please don't feel like you have to do it at my pace. But what we're going to do is we're going to take an inhale through our noses. Then we're going to exhale out all the air. Now, when we get to around the base of the exhale, what we're going to do is start counting out loud. So what I'll do, and I'll demonstrate, I inhale, and then I exhale, and now I start to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8. And then I inhale again. What we're learning to do is use the core muscles and the diaphragm to push those last little bits of residual air out of the lungs. Now, by doing that, we fire up our rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, as well as our side oblique muscles to push that air out and act as an engaging force with the exhale. It helps to promote a smoother breath as well, because now we're learning to connect the exhale with the engagement of the muscle rationally. So let's do this together. We're going to go for about 5 minutes. If you have questions at all, please let me know, but maybe you just need to follow along for the first few rounds. I'm going to go timer set for 5 minutes. You're going to go at your pace once we get started. Let's begin. First, inhale. Exhale it out. And then begin to count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10. Inhale. And I exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're counting out loud. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 7, 6. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7. Inhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And wherever you're at, finishing off your round, inhale. Exhale. Very good. Inhale. Exhaling. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Let's put a bend in our knees. We'll roll over to our side. We're going to come up for this next breath and come seated. So you probably felt that somewhere in your low upper core muscles below the rib cage. Now, getting into the next breath, we're going to make some noise. And I do this a lot as well in clinics, but many people sometimes have this challenge in speaking. And I personally feel it's a result of the psychosomatics between our heart and our brain. And the bottleneck tends to be here in our throats. And when we sometimes maybe have low self-confidence, when we're afraid of failure, sometimes we're afraid of rejection or judgment, whatever is happening, this part of the body here in our throat starts to get shut down. And so I find that singing is a helpful practice to do. And what we're going to do is 5 minutes of oming. And this is an opportunity for you to connect with your voice. Now, I find this is valuable because your voice matters. And many times, I mean, I grew up in a household where children were to be seen and not heard. All well and good, but at the same time, that can sometimes cause a complex that teaches us not to be able to speak up for ourselves when we get into our latter years in life, or we start to have this sense that I'm not worthy enough to be able to speak for myself. And I feel everybody has that voice. In fact, when we talk about sound healing, it's not about all these gongs and instruments and stuff. Almost every single one of us has that power to heal through our own voice by the words that we choose to say. But sometimes we're afraid to say the things that need to be said. So, and a lot of that's because of judgment and ridicule. So what I'd like us to do for 5 minutes, we're going to om. It's going to be an inhale and then an elongated exhale. Now your om does not need to be as long as mine. All it is a practice of you working that sound. Judgment comes up, doubt comes up, self-criticism comes up. But if we're doing this to ourselves, how are we possibly doing this to others as well? And I feel this is very valuable to look at because we need to relax around that judgment. I am certainly not judging you. I can't even hear you. So it's all good. You may want to double check and make sure that your microphone is on mute. But if you're on the call right now, but if you're at your home, please lean into this exercise. Don't worry about what it looks like or sounds like. And let's go ahead and begin. Sitting tall, let's first take a clearing breath. Inhale. Exhale. And let's begin. 5 minutes of oming. Inhale. Find your pitch. It doesn't have to match mine. Inhale. Relax into your throat. Breathing deeply. One more. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Beautiful. You can blink the eyes open. Now, it's important, I feel, to unpack whatever may have come up after we do something like that. So notice how you may have felt, sensation-wise. Also, notice how there's a lot more energy now moving through the base of your throat, or perhaps in the upper part of your throat, the sensation that maybe wasn't there before, almost as if it was stimulated. Sometimes we do this. Now, I remember sitting in my first yoga class going, what the heck is this instructor doing? This is so weird. And that's normal. But we forget that yoga is more than just this practice of movement. In fact, speaking is a posture as well, too. And when we refine our ability to speak, there's a lot less ums and uhs and pauses and statements and searching for words. And there is more of a charisma that comes out through speech. And when that takes place, the delivery of the message is a lot clearer too. I find when we start to speak from our hearts a little more often and stay out of the head space, that connection starts to come through the throat. And there are significantly less pauses that take place when we speak. Now, the comparing of one person to another, not necessarily those on the line right now, but this happens. I've been oming for years because it's a way to start a practice. But sometimes a student will compare their own to mine or theirs to the person next to them. That's where we need to pause and say, wait a second, we need to just stop. No comparison is necessary in this. It's like comparing one warrior two to another warrior two in the practice. Our bodies are at where our bodies are at. There's no need to judge where they're at. All there is now is just refining it. That's it. The nice part about the oming practice too is it starts to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, because if you noticed, your exhales were a lot longer than your inhales. And so anytime that we start to lengthen our exhale, we start to shift into that parasympathetic nervous system rhythm as opposed to that fight or flight rhythm. I hope that makes some sense. So thanks for letting me explain that a little bit so you have greater context to why we do some of these things. These are just also a little bit of my own, kind of diving into it and looking at it. So please take the time to look at it for yourself too, and maybe confirm or find your own conclusions. What I'd like to do next is a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. We'll take our right hand, index finger, middle finger to the center of the forehead, the right thumb, and I'm doing this with my right hand. The right thumb will open the right nostril, and your right ring finger and pinky finger will plug the left nostril. And then we're just going to breathe through one, we'll pause, and then we'll close it off and breathe out the other, back and forth, back and forth. So just listen along. Exhale out all the air through the mouth. Seal the lips. Inhaling through your right nose, nostril. Pause, close it off. Exhale out the left nostril. Inhale through left nostril. Close it off. Exhale out the right nostril. Inhale through right nostril. Close it off. Exhale the left nostril. Inhale left nostril. Close it off. Exhale right nostril. Inhale right nostril. Close it off. Exhale, open left nostril. Inhale left nostril. Close it off. Exhale right nostril. Inhale right nostril. Close it off. Exhale, left nostril. Inhale, left nostril. Close it off. Exhale, right nostril. Inhale, right nostril. Close it off. Exhale, left nostril. Inhale, left nostril. Close it off. Exhale, right nostril. Few more rounds. Inhaling, right nostril. Close it off. Exhale, left nostril. Inhale, left nostril. Close it off. Exhale, right nostril. Breathing deeply. Inhale, right nostril. Close it off. Exhale, left nostril. Inhale, left nostril. Close it off. Exhale, right nostril. Gently release the right hand down. Left hand on left knee, right hand on right knee. Let's do some sighs. Inhale. Sigh it out. Inhaling. Sigh it out. Inhale. Sigh it out. Now inhale. Flutter your lips. Again, inhale. Flutter your lips. That's fun. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Flutter your lips. Inhaling. Laugh it out. Do that again. Inhale. Laugh it out. One more. Inhale. Laugh it out. And inhale. Let it all go. All right, you can blink your eyes open. Maybe add a smile to your face. I'm going to come over to the camera. And, I do all these different exercises and introduce them to classes for a lot of different reasons. One, a lot of it is just to get out of our heads. I recognize a lot of this stuff is sometimes weird or strange or this, that, or the other, but there's a lot of strange things that I feel a lot of people do day to day that contribute to their unhappiness, to their negativity, to you know, a lot of these cycles and rhythms that, you know, create dis-ease. So, you know, thank you for letting me be me with this practice, but thank you for also showing up and experimenting and trying it out, because we never really know unless we actually try. Before we get off the line, I just wanted to see if you had any questions, or if any breaths you found helpful or anything came up for you. Carrie?
I am so happy that we owned for 5 minutes, because the time that I did it with you at Bay Club for half an hour was magical. And that feels like 100 years ago. And it's not something I normally do. So I got to do it more, because that just it made me feel really good and uplifted. And yeah, and I love doing Breath of Fire too in the morning. And normally I don't think of doing it on my own. So I hope you continue doing these classes, because I really, really get a lot out of them and have such a great day on Thursdays.
Oh, right on. Thank you. Thank you for the input. And what about you, Pat? Anything?
No, my shoulder's not so tight.
Right on.
My space in my back is good. So I guess it helped.
Excellent. Oh, I love it.
I have asthma, so my lung capacity is, but
Yeah.
this really helps. Really, really
Good.
helps. Yeah. And the interesting thing is it hasn't really ever been a problem during COVID, but it's part of the reason why COVID makes me nervous.
Yeah, understood.
But this really helps. So thank you.
Oh, great. Well, thank you both. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll upload this online, and you know, I look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Thank you, David.
Have a good week.
You too. Blessings.
Stay warm. We're not
Absolutely.
warm anymore.